We have the t-shirts back in stock, my darlings. What is delayed is not denied. We have it in blue since you loved it so very much indeed, my darlings. You better go ahead and get your t-shirt before it sells out, because I just might go ahead and do a yellow t-shirt for you and an orange t-shirt. You have to bear in mind, Baby Girl is a small brand. We are self-funding here, so I can only do so much. But yes, the t-shirt is back and I am living and loving. I also have a surprise for you. Yes. You asked and I said, why not? We have brought the black t-shirt back. What is delayed is not denied. Are we living and loving? Hello, my darling Fumi Nation. How are you? How are we? We are still on what the Nolan Wells case. And do I have a hit for you? Do you remember yesterday we had talked about the autopsy of Nolan Wells, and we had Sure King, who is a mortician, and he gave us a behind the scenes of what happens to the body and exactly what we should look out for in the event that you have these kind of circumstances in your family unexpectedly. And above all else, you have the right, because it's your family member, that everything goes according to how you wish. It was huge for me. Well, we have Judge Mattis. He compares the Nolan Wells case to the Emmett Till case. Let's take a listen.
The forensic autopsy came back, and lo and behold, even though they're trying to downplay it, and I understand Ben Crump and NAACP and others don't want to try and jump to conclusion or step too far out, but the forensic autopsy showed that there was what they call discoloration. No, I call them bruises in the back of the head, appearing that someone has had their hand pressed at the back of their head, at the back of Nolan's head. That's concerning to me. And so hopefully we'll get some more insight on that. I'm not sure. It seems like there's another opportunity for them to investigate something physiological. I'm just not sure, because as far as I knew, the forensic autopsy is as far as you go, but we'll see. But yeah, that's what causes new concern. And then you've had different stories coming out from the teenagers. One of the young men himself spoke out about it, claiming they had begged Nolan to get on the boat, and that he wouldn't. Then there's the woman that he's supposed to have stayed back with, I think her name Katie or something. Well, he was supposed to have stayed back with Katie. That was their story. However, Katie's friend says that Katie she saw him only in passing on the island, didn't stay with him, and Katie isn't saying anything at all. So it's a lot of moving parts here, and I'm just hoping it's not one of those, quite frankly, and if his friends didn't have anything to do with it, and they truly left him behind, etc., etc. He has discoloration, bruises on the back of his neck. Something happened. And quite frankly, this is Mississippi, where in 1955, which sparked the civil rights movement, Emmett Till was killed for so-called whistling at a white woman. And now we're hearing Nolan Wells stayed back to be with a white woman, and he turns up dead with bruises behind his neck. That's the context I'm putting this in. It's Emmett Till, perhaps, all over.
So it was actually bruises behind his neck.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, what else? Why is it only there in the back of your neck, which is coincidentally how you drown somebody? You put their head in the back of the neck and not let them up, and they try and push up, but you got the head down, so the head bruises in the back of the neck because somebody tried to hold it down or did hold it down.
Okay. Something just came through me. Thank you, Judge Mathis. Tristan sat down for an interview with, I will not name him now because now I know what he stands for. But Tristan is the black boy who sat with him for an interview. I'm going to bring him up later on, but this just came to me now. And he said that he had a little fight with his girlfriend. I'll play the clip for you. That he had a little fight with his girlfriend. And there was a white guy who came to him and said, don't talk to your girlfriend like that. You do, and you're going to have a problem with me. Okay? He told the guy, none of your business, we're good, this got nothing to do with you. He was bending down, Tristan, to get a beer or something. And as he got up, the guy took a swing at him. And he got into a fight with that boy.
Me and my girlfriend, I wouldn't even call it an argument. She was upset that I lost the lid to her koozie. I dropped it in the water. Generally speaking, that's how it started. And I dropped her lid, her new koozie in the water. And so she started to let me hear it and basically told me I was paying for it. And she was really upset with me and mad about it. And I needed to kind of sober her up a little bit. And so we're walking back. And during that time, this guy that I'm not friends with, I know of him. I don't know him. I didn't even recognize him when I got in an original fight. He had butted himself into my conversation and basically was telling me how I needed to handle or address the situation with my girlfriend. And man, we weren't even yelling at each other. We weren't arguing. It was more along the lines of, I literally told her, I was like, man, I just want a beer. And she was like, well, go get one, blah, blah, blah. Well, when I said that, she had ducked her head underwater and he had walked up and he told me that I needed to watch how I talked to my girlfriend. And I looked at him and I told him, I was like, this has nothing to do with you. We're good. This has nothing to do with you. And he sat there and he was like, well, I'm going to tell you, I better not hear it again. And I looked at him and I was like, you need to excuse yourself from the situation. And after I came out, he swung. He threw the first punch. And we went back and forth.
What Judge Mathis has just said has given me cause to pause. Because he talked about Emmett Till, who winked at a white woman in 1955. And here was Nolan, a black boy, staying back with a white girl in Mississippi, Tennessee. What if he was deleted, really, by one of those boys that attacked Tristan? I'm just throwing it out there. Let me move on. We also have a young lady, and this has been sent to me, who is an engineer, sound engineer, and she has been able to really separate the audio for us so that we can hear and read exactly what that audio, SOS audio on the boat was. Let's listen to what she has to say.
Okay, so before I play this, I want to quickly explain what I did, what you're looking at on the screen, and why I chose to approach this audio the way that I did. As a professional audio engineer with experience in dialogue editing, dialogue cleanup, sound design, and post-production, I decided to work on that CTO call using traditional audio processing techniques rather than relying on any AI voice separation or AI enhancement. My goal was pretty much to preserve as much of the original recording as possible while making the quieter dialogue and background audio easier to hear. So I basically use techniques such as subtractive EQ, compression, gain adjustments, noise reduction, frequency isolation, and other traditional processing methods. So what I did was I separated Vicky, the C-tow dispatcher, from Warren and the audio originating from the boat so that I can concentrate more closely on what was happening behind and around Warren, pretty much on the boat. And I specifically chose not to rely on AI because aggressive AI enhancements and voice isolation tools can sometimes introduce artifacts and distort the speech or create ambiguity around the sounds that were originally present. And for something this serious, I wanted my processing to remain as conservative as possible. You'll also notice time code and dialogue written on the side of the screen and pop up during each segment. That dialogue represents what I personally hear as an audio engineer while processing and repeatedly reviewing these sections. I'm pretty much providing it as a listening reference, not as a declaration that my interpretation is the only possible interpretation. And that's important. I want you to listen for yourself, use headphones if you have them, listen closely, and decide with your own ears what you believe is being said. You can also return to the original unprocessed recording and compare directly with what you're hearing here. You'll also notice that my time code may not match the regular timestamp on the original uploaded video. And that's because I'm working inside a professional post-production timeline, a digital audio workstation, basically using SMPTE time code, which in film, that's displayed in hours, minutes, seconds, and frames. Film and TV timelines are completely different from timestamps that you see when you're watching regular videos or when you're watching a movie and you hit pause. So basically the time code on the screen is there to identify the precise location within my working session, not to represent the elapsed timestamp displayed by the original video player. And I hope that makes sense. For this first video, I'm sharing only approximately 37 seconds of the call. I originally intended to continue much further, but once I separated the dispatcher from the boat and started concentrating exclusively on the background dialogue, what I believed I was hearing became extremely difficult for me to process emotionally, and I needed to take a mental break. But I wanted to release this portion because some of the details that stood out most to me occurred very early in the call, like right at the top of the call. And so I'm gonna let the audio play. Read my transcription if you want to reference, but don't allow it to determine what you hear. I want you to listen first, listen again, compare it with the original recording, and then judge it with your own ears. I hope this breakdown helps. And my
Hey, we're at the west tip of Fulham, and our village pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can you all please come? We have a membership. Oh, shut the fuck up!
So here's the thing. Warren said that there were two people that saw Nolan once they left Horn Island. I'm going to repeat it again. There were two people that saw Nolan Wells at around 6-ish on Horn Island when they left. Okay, until we get these two individuals, as far as I am concerned, everything is very, very suspicious. Until you bring me those two people that saw Nolan on Horn Island at 6-ish, 6:30, and the boys had left at 4:30, 2 hours earlier, then I'll say okay. Until then, I'm going to be looking with a side eye. But more importantly, it occurred to me at 2:30 this morning that when the guys said they left Horn Island and they were having problems, They hadn't left. And how do we know that? It was the operator that told us. Listen again. She was the one that told us that they were still at Horn Island. Listen.
How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our village pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles? Hello?
Hey,
Yes, how far is the water coming up, sir?
it's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down.
All right, well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on the account, sir.
I don't know the phone number. It's either Jerry Atkerson. I think it's Jerry Atkerson. Try that.
All right.
I know we have a membership, like guaranteed. I don't
All
have
right,
to tag on
unless you
here.
have
We
a
got ripped
membership
off.
number or anything, it's okay. I'll get you over to the captain. What's the best phone number to reach you at?
Reach me at 2.
All right, and is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's
How
on
many?
board.
All right, do you need the United States Coast Guard?
What?
Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
No, we do not need that.
All right. All right, do you have your current GPS coordinates?
Let me go look.
If not, I can send you a text message.
Alright, are you ready?
Yes, sir, I'm available.
North 3 degrees, 46.72.
All right, 4672. All right, and you were breaking up a little bit. Can you just repeat it one more time to make sure I have it correct?
Sorry, look.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, what?
So you're breaking up. If you need assistance, do you have a VHF radio?
No, we do not have the VHF radio.
All right, well, let's try to get you going because you don't have good cell phone reception. Can you verify your coordinates one more time?
Okay, my coordinates are 30 degrees by 14.684 north, and then west by 88 degrees by 46.79.
Right, looks like you're on Horn Island, correct? Are you
Yes,
on
we are
Horn
at Horn
Island?
Island. Yes.
All right, is the boat sinking or you have it aground?
We were sinking, yes.
Is it aground is the question?
No, we're not aground. We are in
Okay.
17 foot of water. We're in 31 foot of water.
All right, have to ask. What do you want to do? Do you want to be towed back?
I want to get this boat unsank and towed back, yes.
All right, where would you like it towed to, sir?
You can tow it to Ocean Springs or Fort Bayou lawn.
All right, how many adults and children on board?
No, there's no children.
So, is there anybody on board? How many adults, sir? That was the question. Hello, can you hear me?
I'm going to jump in and pull the plug, Bart, while you're going.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yep, I just need you to answer these questions so I can get you over to the captain.
Okay,
How many
what's
adults
going
on board?
There are 0 adults on board.
There's nobody on board the boat?
No. Nobody
right.
here is over the age of 21.
Sir, that was not the question. Is there a person? Is there a person, a living individual on the boat?
Hello?
Is there a living person, someone breathing on the boat? Is there anybody on the boat?
Yes, there's lots of people breathing on the boat.
All right, how many people, sir?
Like 7.
All right, thank you. Does everyone have life jackets on or available to them?
Yes, we have life jackets available.
All right, verify what boat's sinking.
A Triton, 22-foot offshore 22-foot Triton offshore sea flight hull.
All right. All right. Please hold. I'm transferring you to the local captain now.
Okay, thank you. This is Captain Seth.
Hi, Captain Seth. This is Vicky from International. How you doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
Good, good. I apologize ahead of time. I really do. You're going to have a fee for service come up under Jerry.
Okay.
It sounds like a bunch of kids on board on Horn Island. He's letting me know that his father's a member, but he can't give me any information. And he's saying the boat is sinking, and he's on Horn Island. It's just unfortunate. He's just a kid. There's a lot going on. So
Right.
he said there's about a lot of people on board. He says he thinks about 7. I'm guessing they're all under 18.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to be rude. He wants you guys to go out there and unpump the boat and then tow it in.
Do you know what kind of boat it is?
He said a Triton 24-footer, but that's all he can give me.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I just actually got off the phone with his grandpa, who I'm guessing is the owner of the boat, and
Is it
he said
Jerry?
that Jerry. Yeah, he said.
Okay.
I just hung up with him. He said that they don't need any help right now, but if something changes, they'll call me back. So I'm guessing that they may have figured it out because.
I just wanted you to hear the good majority of it. So they were still on Horn Island. They hadn't moved away. We have to keep on top of it because they'll keep on telling on themselves. If this incident had happened away from Horn Island, then I would have said, okay, perhaps there's a possibility. But Nolan was on Horn Island. They were still on Horn Island. And I got a picture from Officer Tatum. He gave us that. And if you look at the picture, you will see a little bit of sandy water, which means that they were very much on shore to Horn Island. They were nowhere in any kind of deep sea whatsoever. It meant what? That they could have easily tracked their traces back and come onto Horn Island. Where was Nolan then? Where was Nolan in all of this? That he did not see the boat in distress and say, oh, let me come and help you guys out. Or was he indeed on the boat? Talking about Officer Tatum, I found something very, 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 very strange. And it's all coming to me in the early hours of the morning. And I thought, how very bizarre. Just curious in a way. We had Tristan and Warren on his show, as we very well know. And it was bizarre because Tatum asked them both the very same question. Why did you come onto the show? And I thought it was a very strange question because it's not necessary. That doesn't, you're trying to give yourself accolades that you are this person, that person. But the point was, it now gave me that eerie feeling that both interviews were coerced. That both interviews were practiced, planned out. They knew the questions that were going to be asked, and they decided to go along with this for whatever reason. Take a listen, and you tell me.
We just wanted to give the boys a voice, give you guys a voice. And out of, I'd say, all the other outlets that you could have spoken to, why do you feel that you wanted to talk to me tonight?
Honestly, I'm a big fan. I know when I look at news articles, big news articles, obviously, and then I know you've talked on them, I make sure I watch the full thread of videos. I think our morals align alike, and when we spoke off camera, like, it didn't seem like you were out here like another news reporter that just wanted the next big story. like you just said, it's like you genuinely wanted us to have a platform to be able to speak and to be able to tell the truth, and that's what I like. And I know I don't know, talking to Warren and knowing Miss Katie and being close to them and them trusting you was like, okay, I can sit down, I can have this conversation, and we can go through it, and we can have the interview on camera, and people can see me, really, I guess you could say, and talk about it and whatnot.
I appreciate that. I really do.
And then we're going to hear from Warren, and he asked the same question as well. Very strange.
And, you know, you guys, I think this is the first time that you've publicly gave a statement about this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And obviously you're doing it with me. We're going to put it out there for the world. Why did you choose to do it now? And why did you choose to not speak to anybody but me?
Right. Okay. Well, you know, Officer Tatum, I've been watching you for a good while now, and, you know, I think you're a great guy. You've kind of, ever since things got really hot, you've kind of been on my friends and I's side, and I really like that about you. I mean, I thought you were very confident and well-spoken, and I really enjoyed that. And all my friends and I watch you. We all think you're great. We love your faith with the Lord. You know, we try to be closer and closer with the Lord every day, and so did Nolan, you know, and, you know, that we just really liked the way you spoke about us and how you took our side, not based off someone's agenda and, you know, based off a race, because, I mean, that's a horrible thing, you know.
Literally word for word. Literally word for word. That means we have to throw out these interviews. These are not authentic at all. There's nothing to believe here. As far as I am concerned, there's nothing to believe here. Justice for Nolan Wells. I am doing this for him, for his mother, for his father, for his family, for the community, but also because of all those black men and women out there that would never have gotten justice. I don't even know how this caught fire, but I'm happy that it did, because it is really showing the injustice for Black America. And when you have this going on, what are the chances for those people that don't have, oh my God, the voice? We have to be the voice for the voiceless. The atrocities that are going on with this case leaves me speechless. Before I go, I have just one more story that I want to share with you. The grieving mother, Christine Mosley, Nolan's mother, a nursing practitioner, is being targeted by a wave of negative reviews after mysterious death of her son, Nolan Wells. Supporters are calling it unfair and cruel, 110%. It doesn't even make sense. She's lost her son. The boy went with his so-called friends to Horn Island to celebrate 4th of July and never came back home. And all she's asking for is answers to what happened to her boy. I would want the same for mine. And instead, we have Baby D talking about one star would not recommend her. Tammy McQueen, unfortunately, I'm looking for another medical provider. I don't feel Christine has my best interest at heart. I should be treated the same as her patients that share her skin color. I've never seen this. Shannon Nicholson. All 1 stars, by the way. I wouldn't trust her to care for anyone. I don't hate anyone that much to recommend her. Her oath is do no harm. It's so sad. It is so sad. Like I said, I am here every day. I'm getting a lot from you guys. I'm just trying to sieve through as much as I can. But my heart is broken. My heart is broken because we have to fight for justice for Nolan, And I am really seeing what's up there in Mississippi. And I tell you right here and now, I don't like it. It's just so sad. It's just so unfair. And I'm speaking for Black America. You truly are up against a monster. The monstrosity of the judicial system, the monstrosity of the racism, the monstrosity. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, hit the notification button, and I'll see you. I don't even know what I'm saying. And I'll see you when? I'll see you sooner than later. All of my love. I am so excited. I mean, talk about keeping it in the family. For those of you that don't know, I was a beauty queen. Yes, I was Miss West Africa 1990. Yes, decades ago. And then it's come back full circle with my beautiful niece Farah, who is competing to be Miss Alberta. I want you guys to sponsor, to support her. She has a wonderful support page. Please go right ahead and support her. Please, please, please. She is absolutely beautiful and amazing. I remember when Farah was born, and to see her now walking on stage and winning all of these beauty competitions just warms my heart. So I want to use my platform to spread the word out there. Please support my wonderful niece Farah and just click onto the link and give her all the support that you can. I will deeply, deeply, deeply I will deeply appreciate it. And Farah, congratulations. Congratulations. Well, you know you're my daughter anyway, because I don't have daughters. So you are my daughter. It doesn't matter who birthed you. You're my daughter. And I am so, so proud of you. Fumi Nation, this is the first. Yes, my darlings. The next generation doing wonderful and amazing things. And for Farah to walk out on these platforms and really follow in my steps, in my footsteps, I am absolutely speechless. And I want you to support her. Okay? All of my love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for everything. I love you guys. Mwah.
Hi guys, my name is ENITAN, hair coach. I am UK's first ever hair coach and a trichologist. We are a team of trichologists and hair coaches here in W6 London, and we help those who are desperate and have tried and everything else has failed. We look after those who have chronic scalp concerns, flaky itchy scalp that's been going on for many years. We help those that have hair loss that has progressed instead of improved, and we help those that just generally want to have a better understanding of better quality hair, length, volume, and reduce that dryness. Visit us by clicking